World. It's me again, Ethan Smith, aka Mr. P.I.E.N, another soulful Saturday expression sessions. Feel like a busy Saturday. That's what it feels like today. A very busy Saturday. Well, we're gonna be on here for a short time today. Me and my wife, and she'll be coming to join us pretty soon. She was taking care of a few things, but hopefully everybody's had a good Saturday. And again, we appreciate you joining in with us, and we'll talk about a few things. We're gonna talk about options and opinions today. We're going to talk about options and opinions today, but I want to change that and go in a different direction. I want to share a story with you that a friend of mine just shared with me. Hey, what's going on, Words Taylor? Oh my God. Wow. That's pretty big to me. I follow his page all the time. I see you doing big things with Eric Thomas, someone who I inspire to work with one day and do things with. What's going on, John? Babe, I don't know what's going on over here, what God got in the works right now, but this thing is taking off like crazy right now. But anyhow, so I have a short time. I have to go take my daughter to a basketball game. How you doing, Arnold? How you doing, James? I don't want to miss anybody, but I want to get to this story. I have to take my daughter to a basketball game. She's singing in with her choir. So, hey, work still needs to be done, and I'm going to get into this story. Maybe 3 years ago, 2014, 4 years ago, 2015, when I returned home from Egypt on my last deployment. I returned home from Egypt and I was getting ready to move back to Michigan, and I was separating from my wife and my children. I was gone, and I'm going to get to the point of the story. And I was leaving, and I had this car. It was a 2003 Pontiac Grand Prix. What's going on, Wenzel? It was a 2003 Pontiac Grand Prix, and I really wanted this car. Like, I wanted this car when I had my own business at Sears. So I eventually purchased the car, had the car for 4 or 5 years, and I was looking to get a new car. And in 2014, when me and my wife were still together, I was looking at Dodge Durangos, the one that I have now. And so when I went on a deployment, most soldiers save up their money, get something nice, fancy, and new, a car, a house, motorcycle. You know, they do something with their money. So for me, I got the Durango. So now since I had the Durango, I had a tendency just to move on to something else when I got a new vehicle. I didn't take care of the old thing. I would just move on. So now the 2003 Pontiac Grand Prix didn't mean much to me. And I decided I would give it away. I would bless someone else with it. I would give it to a friend or sell it to a friend for a dirt cheap cost, but really didn't care about the money. I just wanted to get rid of it. I wanted to bless somebody else with it, and I knew that he could use it, right? So I gave him the 2003 Pontiac Grand Prix, and he kept the car for maybe 6 years. And I left and went back to Michigan, and I was in a new situation, and I returned to Texas, and he still had the vehicle, and the vehicle was not in as good a shape as it used to be. It wasn't as good a shape as when it was when I gave it to him. And sometimes I would see the vehicle and I would be a little disappointed. I would be offended. I would be upset. Like, how dare I give you this car? You treat it like this. Like, why did I even give you this car if you was going to do this with it? I could have just gave it to my daughter. I could have sold the thing. I could have got money off of it. And I would think to myself sometimes, man, you ain't even pay me. I'm like, Lord, why did you have me bless him with this car and not really worry about the money, not really care about the money? Because I knew when we made the car transaction that he might not give me the money, and I didn't care about that. I just wanted to get rid of the car, but I don't know why God had me give him the car. He kept the car ran great for a while, then the car didn't run so great. And about a month ago, I seen the car sitting in front of his house, and I'm like, man, is that car even running anymore? It looked like it's broke down. He like, nah, I'm about to give it away. I'm about to give it to somebody. And I'm thinking to myself, you gonna give a car away that I blessed you with that you didn't take care of. Now you're going to give it to somebody in this bad condition? I was being very judgmental about an item or something, a thing that I had that I gave away, that I was blessed to get. Now that it was my turn to bless somebody else, I wanted to dictate how the blessing was supposed to operate, how he was supposed to keep the car or the upkeep of the car or the way I treated things, right? And sometimes we do that. We bless people with something and we expect them to do it a certain way, but I had no idea why God had me bless him with the car. He kept the car ran great. The car was functional. The car went down, and I know I'm repeating myself because the story to me is powerful. He wound up blessing someone else with the car. Last Saturday, I was over his house, and he was helping me put a headlight in my Kia, and I was helping him. He was talking about an alternator for his truck, and a friend I believe her name is Dara, his wife said, a friend of her, his wife's and him's, he was going to bless with the car. He was going to give her the car, babe. I'm going to talk to you because I feel like I'm talking to myself. The Grand Am that I gave to Frank, the young lady that was at the wedding, that was at the house when we were sitting over there talking, the dark-skinned lady about your complexion, tall, she was playing with the dog and stuff like that. She was at the wedding as well. They gave her the 2003 Grand Prix. Right. I didn't know that the thing was still running. But last Saturday, when they gave her this car, that Ann had been telling her, come get the car, come get the car, come get the car. I'm about to, shut down, come get the car. Last Saturday, she finally gets the car. She gets the car and she's at home. She's at home in the car or at home in the car and the people are in the house. Somebody came past, shot up their house like 50, 60 times. But they were in the car and the car got plenty of bullet holes in it, but nobody was injured. Wow. The car that I gave Frank, that I would get mad about sometimes because I didn't think he took care of it. And I'm asking God, why did you bless them with this car? God knew that Frank was going to bless somebody else with this car and it was going to save their life. Wow. I'm like, really? We get a blessing and we give it to somebody because we were told to give it away or to let it go, or we give them information like, hey, this for you. Do what you want to do with it. But then if they don't do what we think they should do, we might feel offended. We might get upset. He not taking care of this car. You just let this car go down. Then he blessed somebody else with the car. And you're going to give it to them in this situation, you still judging, having no idea what God is lining up and putting in place. Now, this woman and her family, her kids or her friends are protected by a car that you bless somebody with by giving away because God told you, get this to them. Get this to them. What's that scripture you know and in part, and now you fully know? Wow. God works in mysterious way, in miraculous ways, man. That's right, McGinnis. Indeed, ongoing blessing. Absolutely, John, man. I think about that stuff when I hear people talking about, somebody pulled up to the drive-thru and they went to pay for my food already. And it was like, hey, let's just pass it on, a chain blessing. Let's pay it forward. And you have no idea how you're affecting the outcome of someone else's life just by paying forward what you feel, by planting that seed, by pouring a little water on that seed and not being so judgmental, because we are all one step away, one accident away, one trip up away from us being not in the situation maybe where the car gets shot up, but in a situation where your light's about to get cut off and a check comes in the mail, or you got some extra money that you wasn't expecting. You know what I'm saying? You might be in a situation where you was in a car accident that somebody just blessed you with and you were able to walk away from it, not knowing that God set this in place for you. I don't know how long ago, it ain't a number you could put on it, but he knew the beginning and the end, and you had no idea, Lord, why I'm going through this. Why do I have to deal in this relationship? Why do I have to work with these type of people? You keep asking why? What's the problem? Like, how are you going to use me in this situation, Lord? How are you going to use me to bless someone in this situation? When I speak, before I speak now, every time I speak, I say, Lord, bless me. Allow me to turn myself off, and you use me as the vessel that you want me to be. You use me to bless somebody with your spirit, with your word, because it's only because of him that I'm able to do this. Me sitting on this camera through all the rambunctious things that I've done, the crazy things I've done, I always tell my wife, I knew I had a good heart. And when God tells you to do something, when God tells you to bless somebody with something, when God tells you to give somebody something, you don't have to wait for nobody else to say anything. You have to move on it. You have to act on it, because he's got something in place and in line and in order for that. I'm tripping about a car that I gave, and God said, I'm going to take this car that you might not value so much anymore. You just giving it away because you got this new truck. Because I can't forget about me. I left the car sitting for 6 months when I was in Egypt, or 9 months. But he used this car to bless and save somebody else's life. Babe, that's crazy to me. Thank you, sir. Mr. Word said good word, man. Exactly. That just, I mean, babe, I was going to talk about options and opinions, and you have an option to decide how you see a situation. I could have just always celebrated the fact that God blessed me to be able to give somebody a car, not the fact of how they was treating the car. I don't know how many of y'all giving cars away, because ain't nobody ever gave me no car, okay? I don't know how many of y'all. So to be able to be blessed, that God allow you to bless somebody else with it, and then you seen how he used it, how he used you by you being obedient. As my wife says, the Bible say obedience is better than sacrifice. You have to be obedient, man. You have to be obedient. This expression sessions, man, with Mr. P.I.E.N. You got to tune in and express yourself. And if you can think of something marvelous or miraculous you did in your life, a seed that you planted, a word that you said to someone, and you had no idea why God had you do it, share it with us. Let's talk about it. Let me know. I think about that when, babe, when I'm talking about Frank, when I'm talking about Sharon, I'm like, I'm cutting him off. I ain't talking to him no more. And God always bring us back together again. And you have no idea why people in your life or what God is teaching you through them. I look for inspiration every day, my brother, and it's never too late in the day to get one. And I appreciate it because you just gave it to me. Thank you very much, man. I believe it is inspiration every day. It's a positive and every negative. And that's why I say that. You just have to be willing to look through the crap and see how blessed you are. If we continue to see that we have life, if we continue to see that we have joy, we have peace, you have energy, you have breath in your body and opportunity to change your life, how can that not inspire me to go after what I want? If I don't get it, it's my own fault. That's my option. That's my opinion. If I didn't give the car away because I felt some type of way about it, that would have been not good. But we all got choices. That's right. Inspiration every day, John. I hear you loud and clear. Every year I volunteer to help veterans in my community. That's dope, Sutton. I remember I was volunteering at it's called when I was in Michigan. I can't think of the name of it right now, but I was volunteering with a veterans program for a while before I came back to Texas. And that's something that I need to get back into, volunteer with veterans. And that's why I share my word and my message, volunteering with anybody I can speak to, because we all have a gift. We all have a connection. We're all used to bless someone else. And volunteering is one good way to discover that. I volunteer at my daughter's school. And I was not good at school. Y'all heard me tell the stories. And I don't want to go off topic, but I'm responding to people's comments. I'm learning this thing, how to interact. But volunteering it does something good for your spirit. When you giving some away, when you blessing someone else, when you planting seeds, because that's all it is. God is going to bless you. He pressed down, shaking together, running over. It's not about religion for me. It's not about religion at all. I don't care your denomination, what your belief. I believe in God or creator of existence, the universe, whatever you want to call it, that's on you. But for me, God blesses me to bless someone else. And when I discover that, I know he talks to me. I know he communicates with me because of the way people interact with me, the way people respond to me. And we all have that gift. We all have to tap into that. You just got to disconnect and unplug from the matrix, and you got to live life the way God is telling you to live it. He's calling you to bless other people so he can continue to bless you. I gave away a car, wondering why, Lord, why did I give this car to him? Why he not taking care of this car, Lord? I gave away a car, and God used this car that I didn't care about so much when I did give it away to bless and save someone else's life. Come on, man, you gotta quit playing with me. Justin Sutton, what you talking about over here, Sutton? I'm about to do one in Beaumont with the vet that's rebuilding a house for homeless vets, and he also got the local college going to help teach trade classes. Oh, that's pretty dope, man. I like that, Sutton. I like that a lot. My volunteering stuff right now is more so at my daughter's school than anything, but I definitely want to get back into veteran work. That's real good. Long time ago when I was young and I first met my wife, I remember she took me, we did some volunteer work for this place called Habitat for Humanity. And that was pretty cool, working on the houses and always just giving back. Like, it's a blessing to be a blessing. Do we understand that? Like, it's a blessing to be a blessing. To volunteer to me is one of the most generous things you can do. To give back, it brings you joy. It brings you peace. And then you see how God uses it to bless somebody, man. Come on now. Love you, brother. Catch you soon. Keep doing your thing. Thanks, Arnold, man. I miss you too. We built a nice relationship in that short time I met you. I can't wait to get back out there on the airsoft campaign, you know, get my Mr. P.I.E.N on. I've been rucking too. I'm ready. So anyhow, man, Habitat is a real big, yeah, Habitat for Humanity. Habitat for Humanity is good. Yeah, 30-year Army vet. Oh, that's pretty cool, Sutton. Your word does a lot. Man, I'm glad that I'm glad that God uses me for my words to bless somebody, and I'm not just up here rambling and pouring a lot of negative energy in people's life, because that's not what he called us here to do. That's not what the energy is about. My brother, I try to give back every single day if possible. That's why I post the things that I post for help and knowledge, because we're lost without either one. Absolutely, brother, man. You don't try to do anything, my brother. That's one of those words I like to throw out of my vocabulary, and I'm only saying it to you because I love you. You don't try to do anything, man. You are doing it. You might be doing it as much as you want to, or some other people think you should, but you're doing it, brother. You ain't trying to do nothing. I see your inspiration when I'm on Instagram. You motivate me when you in the gym, man, with your lawn care service. So trust and believe. You're not trying to inspire nobody. Just like you're inspired by me, I'm inspired by you. So you keep doing what you're doing, posting that positive acknowledgement, because it's not what we say, it's what they see us do. That goes for our friends, family, and loved ones. And with God, he watching what you do. He ain't talking about what you saying. He watching what you do. Your heart gonna show our actions. So hey, I appreciate your help in everything you posting. Well, I take your words and pass as much as I can. Man, I really thank you for passing my words on. Share this video with your friends, man. Tag me in tag Mr. P.I.E.N 77 at YouTube. Tag me on social media, Instagram. I don't even know how to say it, because I just like to share my inspiration and not want to feel like I'm being a salesman. But if you're inspired by some of the videos, if you like connecting with me on a social, then send a message, share it with your friends. Let's communicate. Let's express this love, this joy, this energy, this acceptance of one another. Let's express this blessing train, because the only way to truly receive in life is to give in life. And you don't have to have much to give at all. I give a smile, I give an inspiration card, I give a thank you to people. Every day of my life, I got to be finding something to be grateful for. And life ain't always pretty. But if you do what God is calling you to do, if you bless one person, you have no idea how God is going to bless somebody else with the seed that you plant. You got to keep planting seeds. You got to keep listening to the word that God is telling you, not what nobody else saying. I gave a car to a friend. Then I was upset about how he used the car, how he treated the car, or took care of the car. I had the audacity to be judging something that God blessed me with, that he was able to bless me with somebody else with, having no idea what God had it lined up for. Only to find out that Frank blessed his friend with it, and now when she gets home with her family and friends, somebody shoot up their house, but they're all protected by the car. And the car's still running. They drove it over there to their house afterwards. And the car's still running. Hey, what's going on, cousin Lucretia? Knowledge bomb. It's good to give advice and bless others. Look at my situation. I was able to reach out to you, and your words got me through, and I truly appreciate it, and thank you for that. Hey, man, that's good to know right there. I'm happy that everything is working out for you, man, and that you looked at me as someone that God was able to use to bless your situation and give you not even advice, but some type of counsel. And the only way that I could give that counsel, anytime God asks you to bless somebody in a situation, he's probably going to send you through that situation. I was able to give you that counsel strictly because I had been through it. I was able to give you that counsel strictly because God had taken me to a place where I needed to grow from. He just put us in a position to be able to share our true heart. I am so happy that he's blessing you and your wife and your family, and you only going to continue to go further from here, man. Hey, you got to show up if you want to blow up. Hey, cousin. Hey, Creisha, what's going on? You have no idea, man, how God is going to use you. Opinions of others don't matter to me like that. It's what you say to yourself. It's what God is saying you. Although opinions are grateful, everybody has them. You get to decide the options you take and how you use other people's opinion. Listen to what God's telling you. If you listen to what he telling you, the universe, Buddha, Allah, whatever you want to call it, your inner man, your inner woman, if you're listening to what it's telling you to do, it should only be used to bless and help someone else, man. Don't be so judgmental, because we all one step away. I always try to put myself in their shoes and help the best of my abilities. Absolutely, Sutton. I like to say to myself now, if it don't taste good to me coming out of my mouth, would I want to hear it? Would I want to eat it? Would I want to taste it? So if it feels like that for you, then you may not want to say, you may not want to say it. You may not want to say it. It's all humanity. It's all life. We all one another trying to make it, or looking to make it, not trying, looking to make it to our glory and being used. You are blessed to be a blessing to others. God uses you to be a blessing to others. Hey, look who's showing up. Hey, not good looking is in the house.
Thank you, babe.
Hey, now, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, the incomparable, intangible. Does that mean untouchable? Intangible, what's that again? Mm-hmm. Untouchable. Intangible, beautiful, elegantly glowing. My wife, my life, Tim Keita. She like, Lord, help him. Help him. What you think, love? You've been over there listening and wrestling with some hairstyles and stuff over there with Zaria. What you think? I'm gonna read some comments. What you think?
Think about what? The situation is awesome.
Thanks for joining, McGinnis. Catch you next time. Hey, Sutton said, hey, what's up? See, people talking to you.
Hey, y'all.
God bless. Yeah, I think that was a blessing. You remember that Grand Prix?
Yeah, I remember it. That was a wow moment. Mm-hmm. God always wows me, but that was definitely a wow moment.
Yeah, that was big. I had no idea, because sometimes when Frank called and it's Ann on the other end or whatever, or Lucky on the end, y'all don't know what I'm about to get when they talking. And I'll be quick to reply and want to say something to be defensive. But I was like, shut up, fool. Let's just see if she says. She's like, oh, I got to tell you this story. I'm like, well, what type of story this about to be? Nah, I'm ironing clothes. I got stuff going on. Like, nah, God didn't use this car you didn't gave us that was sitting here to bless somebody else.
Hey, cousin, Krita.
See, everybody know you beautiful. What's going on, Hanneman? From Bravo, first of the 141, 2009-2010 tour.
All right.
But anyhow, options, opinions is what we would talk about next week. When
maybe,
yeah. when God puts something in my lap, I'm gonna use it. I pray about it. I ask him, how can I give something to someone else? You know, we all have been through something that's going to be used to be blessing someone else. I had no idea why he had me give him that car. I had no idea why he keep us attached. I have no idea why he came from Detroit to Texas, because I told him it was all right. It must have been something in his spirit. And God knew that one day I'm going to use you to bless somebody else.
Indeed.
And you can just go back and think about stuff that you've given to people. God told you to move in the way, and you moved. And then years later or months later, you see the fruit that you plant, the seed that you planted. You see it bearing fruit.
All right. So it's a great lesson in following those unctions and, doing those things that you hear, because you never know what's on the other side of that blessing. I think about my surgery.
I'll be back. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
You welcome.
I think about my surgery a couple months ago, and I was telling Ethan, I'm not really sure. On my end, I was at peace, and I was calm. And I don't know how that affected the nurses or the doctors or the atmosphere in the hospital, because God is never doing one thing. So to me, it was, okay, you had me come to this hospital to be under this surgeon for a reason. And I just believe that it's never one-sided. So I don't know how my experience in the hospital affected those nurses and that surgeon, but I'm pretty sure there was something there, because I was not in a lot of pain before or after. I was in great spirits, and people were in awe that I left the cruise and came to the hospital for surgery. So that in of itself was just like, oh my God, you just left one extreme to another, and you're in great spirits. And it was nothing but God who had me at peace. I wasn't in any pain after, so long. I was just there and resting and laughing, and you just never know how, you know, certain experiences you come across or you find yourself in may be actually God using you for someone else. I don't know what they prayed for or what they asked God for, or if they needed a miracle situation to inspire them for something that's coming up. Like, we just never know how our actions are going to affect someone else.
You remember that one lady who came in there and was praying, like praising, worshiping for you and everything, and
she prayed for me.
This is the blog of 30 minutes about how you never know how God gonna step in. We started out with the car. You have to go back and catch the beginning. God places a seed in your heart and he tells you to bless somebody, and you have no idea why, or you judging why you blessing after you didn't bless them. God gonna show you why down the line if you just be grateful, be patient. But that lady,
and you may never know.
Right.
It's a blessing to be able to see the beginning and the end, but you may never know. You just have to trust that
he talks to me. I'm gonna know.
You just have to trust that if God said do it, it's for a greater purpose, bigger than you. He's just sending the blessing through you, but you may not get to see.
It's a beautiful thing,
the other side, but it is wonderful when you do get those opportunities where you can say, wow, me doing this one act of kindness led to somebody's life or some people's lives being changed. That's all powerful. I can say is wow. It's just a wow moment. So we never know why God is asking us to do certain things. And like Ethan said earlier,
everybody don't have to understand. If you feel it, judge a tree by the fruit it bears. If you feel it and God telling you it's going to bear fruit, whether you want to hear about it or not, whether you like it or not, whether they like it or not, if you feel that it's in your spirit for you to make that move, then you have to make that move. Again, options or listen to other people's opinion. You know, here, God had to tell you something even to move in this area with me for us to be here. Yeah. God had to tell me something in order for me to be able to trust him enough or bless me to even get deployed, to have the money to buy my new car, to bless Frank with my old car.
Absolutely.
Like, you can look at this thing however you want. It's a positive and every negative. You can look at it as a blessing or a curse, depending on you. God is putting things in your life. He's blessing you with things in your life, not just for you and your glory, not just for you to get your shine and your stun on. This gift of talking and this gift of connecting with people to make them feel something and going through everything that I went through. This wasn't just for me to feel bad about myself. This wasn't for me to say, oh God, look at me. Woe is me. My mama left, my daddy left. This was for me to give God the glory, to bless somebody else by inspiring you, saying, get up, show up, blow up, go out there and get what you want. Is it going to be easy? Hell no, it's not. Is he going to carry you through it? Yes, he will. And if you lucky, like my wife said, he will show you, this is what I used you for, son. This is why you gave them the car. This is why I had you go bless her at the food stamp office, in the grocery store aisle. This is why I had you do that, because somebody needed it just like you needed somebody at some point in time in your life.
And realistically, God is not coming down. God is not coming down personally giving you what you need. He uses people to get it there. So if nobody shares, if nobody volunteers, if nobody does an act of kindness, then the hands of God, they don't move. So God uses us to be a blessing to other people.
We're here to do his work.
Right. And so if we, we're just obedient, and I have to say, a lot of times I don't understand. I'm like, what? You want me to do what? Oh, okay. All right. I mean, I'm just going to trust you. This makes absolutely no sense. But then you have those moments, like Ethan said, well, God will let you see the end of that thing. And you like, oh, now it makes sense. But in the beginning, I was so baffled. I didn't know what was going on. And I have to use our marriage as an example, because we were going through. We were going through, and I was like, God, what in the world? This is not what I prayed for. This is not what I'm working towards. And it looked a hot mess. But now on the other side of it, it was like, oh, okay, God, this is what you were doing. Okay,
Yeah.
so you don't always understand in the moment what God is doing, and your world kind of look upside down, and that's okay, and it's probably best, because
I personally think that
if you don't shake it upside down, you can't do right side up. Because
I think here's my thing, and you said you might not always see it. Me being who I am, and I tell my wife this, anything I want that I really want, I'm gonna get it. Period, point blank. Anything that I think I want to see, God gonna show me, because we got that relationship. Now it goes back to my son when I first got back in his life, and he telling me about his friend. He was like about the dream, and he like, I don't dream like that, because when I dream, all my dreams come true. Anything I want to know, God shows me when I'm ready. Right. After I've listened to him, after I understood. Case in point, I was praying for somebody from my church, and I just kept saying, God just kept putting them on my heart. And I kept telling you that. And months later, after just moving and going to love on them, when God came and told me to love on them, they came to me and they shared some information with me that I thought was very powerful and revealing. And I didn't think that I was in the circle to get that information. But you never know who God is putting you in front of. You never know why God is peeling you back like an onion. You never know why she had to go through this traumatic relationship. You know why she went through that traumatic relationship? One, I wasn't mature and I hadn't grown up. Two, God was going to use this example to bless someone else's union. God is going to use her story to bless someone else and give him the glory to say, no, real love is possible when you listen to my word. And my word is love. My word is not religion. My love is obedience is better than sacrifice. I sacrifice my son so you don't have to sacrifice no more. When he tells you something, when he tells you to move, like Ludacris said, when I move, you move, just like that. I do the work of my Father. That's the 7-mile pony. That's why God liked me, because he like, I need you to be that, because she might be a little safe. Because sometimes I gotta let them know. I'm talking to the 80%. I'm talking to my people like me who didn't get it, who didn't understand. I'm real with this thing. God know me. He created me. Absolutely. He know you. He created you. Stop letting people tell you he didn't create you to be who you are. Because when he want to change you, he'll plant seeds to start to change you. Look at me. Look at us. You wanted this me, not this me, but you wanted a man to be there for you, to be supportive, to try, to be honest, to be open. Like you wanted this friendship, this type of marriage. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You wanted this, but you went through some things, but now we got here. And I'm me. And God allows us to be us. Stop letting people tell you you can't be you. God planted in your life. You already know. Amen.
You're gonna drop the mic right there.
Okay. I'm waiting for my turnaround. Your turnaround is already here. Your turnaround comes when you say it's here. That's it. To make the decision is the easy part. I want to be with my wife again. I want to be a good husband. It's easy to say. Hard work. The hard part comes in when you're working towards being a good husband. It's easy to say I want to have a 6-pack abs. It ain't so easy to eat a healthy, not even a diet, to have a lifestyle change. It's easy to say, God, I want to speak to millions of people in the world. I want to be used by you, Lord. I want to bless other people. That sounds good coming off your lips. But when God tell you to go talk to that homeless man, when God tell you to go talk to your mama, when God tell you to go talk to your daddy, I need you to talk to them so I can get down this generational stuff and break up some stuff. You said you wanted to be loved and used by God, but when he's trying to use you, you don't want to do that. It's easy to say, I want a happy marriage, but it's hard to get a happy marriage. I don't want to just be a great speaker. I'm becoming a great speaker because I'm not afraid to allow God to use me. Is he going to take you through it? Oh, yeah. But he going to get the glory in the end. And it's all worth it. It's all worth it. Don't let them tell you different. We gave somebody a car. I gave somebody a car. And God used it to save somebody's life. 5 years later, May not come when you want him, but he'll be there right on time. I feel like I'm done, man. I'm done. It's all you now.
Thanks for the prayers, cousin. She says she prayed for us.
Oh, definitely, man. I know I goes on the rant. She's been knowing it forever, but it's true. I want you to know, and I want you to understand. You know when God talking to you. I don't have to tell you that. You don't need TD Jakes to tell you that. I don't need Joe Osteen to tell me that. When you get a relationship with God, he say, my sheep will know my voice. Ain't that what he say? My shepherd? I'm the shepherd.
Sheep.
My sheep.
Yeah.
How you know your husband voice, your son voice, your daughter voice? You around it. You talk to him. You around it. So if you talking to God, Pastor Jakes ain't got to tell you what God's saying. He gonna confirm what God is saying for you. You running up in there to wait for God to tell you something, bro. He told you when you was walking to the car. Not today. No, don't do that. I'm just being honest. When he move, you have to move like he moved, just like that. You gotta.
Okay.
We gotta go, babe.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
I said, yeah, I know.
Oh, he is an on-time God. You about to have us break out in the church singing. He's an on-time God. Yes, he is. Boom, boom, boom. Listen to me, man. I really, really appreciate y'all tuning in and joining in with us. Share this video with somebody that need it, man. And you never know when God is going to use you to be a blessing to someone else. You really, really, really have to understand the words, the power that our words possess. They want to take your speech away, or they want to limit your speech, and they want to tell you what to talk about. That's why they feed everything to us on the TV, what to say, what's popular, what's in, because they know your words have power. They know if they can have you not speak life into existence, you won't have a life to live. You'll have the life that they give you. Listen to what's talking to you. God, Buddha, Allah, the creator, the universe, trees, not anything. Not anything. Listen to your heart. Listen to your heart, as Pastor Jim would say. Listen to your heart.
Yes.
Feel it in your spirit. Know what's going to work for you, and know that if you just keep showing up in prayer, in your relationship, in your lifestyle change for your diet, at your job, in your career, if you just keep showing up with a positive attitude, knowing that there's a positive in every negative, my friend, you will blow up. It's your man Ethan Smith, aka Mr. P.I.E.N. This has been another wonderful Saturday expression sessions. Wife, you got something? You done?
Yeah.
He's an on time God. That's what she keep putting on there. Please share this video with someone. Have a great night, man. We out. Peace.